Why do streamers hate multiplayer games and simp for Battle Royale? Interesting question, and to be honest, not a question I thought needed asking. However, with multiplayer games coming back on the rise, or at least attempting to, looking at you Battlefield, there seems to be a bit of an agenda against them. Not by YouTubers or gamers, but more specifically streamers. Why though? Well, I have a few opinions on the matter and I'm going to get into them right now. Streamers by nature are super sweaty players. They have an identity, a style of play that they must maintain. One thing I've noticed between a YouTuber or gamer compared to a streamer is comms. Comms are concise, rarely a raised voice unless in a fight or one shot, and usually they have like natural conversation away from fights until they get to the next one, or until its final circle, or general squeaky bum time. Streamers are a bit more intense with comms, however, screaming orders at each other and a bit of a mess, which is reminiscent of a mad auctioneer. Why do I bring this up? Well, screaming at each other doesn't work in multiplayer. It's too chaotic for that. They don't have the energy for that. No one does. So straight away, their super sweaty style isn't going to work here. For many streamers, they blew up on Battle Royale, and anything other than Battle Royale being on top is change. Change naturally leaves people behind and creates space for new personalities. For no lack of trying, many streamers are naturally suited for Battle Royale and really struggle in multiplayer games to stand out from the crowd. Your weaknesses as a player are heavily exposed in multiplayer, as they are in Warzone, but in multiplayer you're reminded of them more often. Sometimes dying 5 times a minute, which is unheard of, unless you're Queen D, of course. So in response, they try to make multiplayer games sound like a game for smooth-brained, unintelligent people, creating an us and them atmosphere in the community, and I'm not buying it. Streamers have a facade for not dying cheaply in Warzone, often crying hacker or meta slave when they themselves are trying to use the head glitch meta. Guess what there is plenty of in multiplayer? Cheap deaths. That's right, it ruins the facade they build up around themselves. In Battle Royale, it's all about them. In multiplayer, it's all about the heat of the moment. If that's where you are, great. If not, someone else is shining, and as a streamer, you just simply can't have it. Streamers enjoy running the meta too. They feel safe within the meta, they feel comfortable in the meta. In multiplayer, you can't hide behind that. You can be quickly killed by pistols, nades, kill streaks, vehicles. You can't hide behind a Farah and stay out of short-range engagements with a friend to res you if you get knocked. The leaderboard and team scoreboard means it's not about just surviving. You have to play and thrive. If you're not doing well, the scoreboard is going to show you how bad you are doing directly compared to other people. Streamers really don't like that. They like to make you think they're a really good player, so when you physically show them that they're not, that they're underperforming to a random in a lobby, or lose to a non-pre-made team, that's unacceptable for them. The viewer can see them go through hard times in Warzone or Battle Royale, but with that you can hide behind an excuse, whereas multiplayer games will show you the numbers and the scores just to prove they only lost because they weren't good enough. There's nowhere to hide and they can't be having that. It's all about illusion. Multiplayer games removes the mirage that you can create around yourself in Warzone. Believe me, I created one in my early days of Warzone. Multiplayer levels the playing field. Having a squad that talks will beat a squad of randoms every time in Warzone. In multiplayer, it doesn't matter. If you have the gun skill, the awareness and presence of mind to play the game with a couple of teammates with the same qualities, you can easily beat a full talking team, which again is unacceptable for a streamer. They think they're pros. Anything to disillusion that is just a bad gameplay mechanic to them. Of course, streamers are better than us in terms of skill. They're not quite pros, which most of them think they are. Obviously, there are a few exceptions. A lot of them have made viewerships with their level of style of gameplay, which is everything. Multiplayer games expose holes in those styles. Not because multiplayer is better or worse than Battle Royale, but because it's different fundamentally. Those renowned playstyles may well work in multiplayer, but they need adapting first. Streamers are comfortable though and don't want change. Anything that threatens that needs to be put in its place. Battle Royale will live out its life cycle and it will come to a halt. People one day will say, "You still play Battle Royale? They're ancient," and mock you. For now, it's here to stay, and I'm fine with that. Multiplayer, however, is also back up on the rise. Halo, Battlefield, we can get it working, Vanguard not being awful, and streamers just need to accept that. Doesn't matter if they like it or not, as long as they accept it, they should have no issues remaining relevant and rich. Click like and subscribe, you tossers. Just time for a little update before we go, before I put that end title up there, for the subscribers, those who care. Where have I been the past week? Usually when I disappear, there's usually something wrong. Nothing's wrong. I've just been a bit drained of mental energy because I've been studying for a bus license theory exam. So in the UK, you've got like a theory test, you know, you drive a car and you got to do another test for a bus, another test for a HGV and all that stuff. Just for me changing jobs. So yeah, I've just been revising for that and studying for that, and that actually takes a lot of energy. Like I'd go to work, I'd do, you know, like 8 hours of study there, come back and then do practice mock tests and all that stuff, and it kind of left me a little bit jaded, a little bit frazzled, not gonna lie, because I take input, I take, you know, how do I word it? I take everything in. I don't write stuff down, because if I'm writing stuff down, I'm not listening to what's going on. So like I take everything in from listening and hearing. So keeping all that storage in my mind just absolutely had us frazzled. But you'll be glad to know I've passed the theory exam, so now I'm doing practical driving. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've been. Everything's been fine. We're looking to start pre-production of Mile Episode 2 soon, which that should be coming out for a mid-December release, so that should be pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just gonna bang out the videos like I always have. A few more streams that you've been seeing, and I'm really enjoying Vanguard at the minute. Can't believe I'd say that, but yeah, it's got that weapon mechanics that I like. It's got the best elements of the Modern Warfare gunsmith, and obviously you can see the exact numbers, making video production so much easier. So yeah, it's got all that there, and I'm really excited to actually bring out loads of comparison videos and stuff going forward too. So Warzone will be coming back. Will I be playing it as much as I played last Warzone? We'll find out, because to be honest, I didn't actually think I'd enjoy Vanguard, and here I am enjoying Vanguard. Apex will still feature on the channel. That's what me, Dawn, and I've got to call her Queen Dean now. Keep forgetting to change the name. And Ginger Fox are playing at the minute. So yeah, we're just kind of gonna see how it goes. But I'm absolutely fine, not going anywhere. You'll find that the schedule changes a little bit, so I'll be making videos when they're of a good quality to come out. Still gonna aim for 3 week, but yeah, that's pretty much where we are at the minute, and I quite enjoy that we're heading in this direction. We're heading in a good direction. We've got the Mild projects, which are exciting. Trying to make podcasts make a return. Just gotta sort out just a couple more things for that. But things are looking up. Things are looking bright, and we're getting there. And thank you for your continued support as always. But this time it is the end of the video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Been a while since I've done face to cam, hasn't it, boys?